Ah, the infamous 360 that everybody wants to master. Yup, it's harder than it looks, but I'm here to show you the easiest way to land your threes. Hi, I'm Timmy McNamee, professional wake surfer and water sports coach for Lens Cove Lessons in Boating. The 360 is the most popular trick in wake surfing, and arguably, it's one of the hardest to execute. With the approach and tactics that I've put together in this video, once applied, you'll have more consistent attempts and you'll be sticking your threes sooner rather than later. In today's video, you're going to learn the approach, the rotation, and the execution. The best approach you can take into a 360 is to keep a straight line right towards the back of the boat. And we do that by keeping our stacked position and pushing that back knee forward to get a little bit of acceleration. Now there's a drill that you can practice. What I like to do is bend my knees a little bit, drag my back hand at the top of the wave, and push that back knee forward to help me practice my straight line into the boat. I'll do this a couple of times just to get the hang of it, and I'll tell my students to do that as well. So we'll just practice straight lines, probably 3 times, as they drag their hand in to get the feel of the acceleration and the momentum. It's important that you keep that straight line into your 360. If you carve or bottom turn into your 360, guaranteed you'll pull yourself up and over the wave or up and back on the wave and ultimately just lose the wave and fall out. Next comes the rotation. With that acceleration and momentum in your straight line forward and your backhand dragging at the top of the wave, when you pick up a little bit of speed, you want to use your backhand as a paddle or a karate chop, dig it into the wave, and rotate your shoulders and your hips up and over your back shoulder. Think of that backhand as you're dragging it forward on the wave as a paddle and your pivot point. So when you put it in and you karate chop the wave and you feel the pressure of the water is when you want to look over your back shoulder and rotate your hips and your shoulders around. As you put that backhand into the wave and pull your shoulders and your hips around, I want you to think of putting a little bit of back foot pressure on the back of the board, as that will release the front of the board, making it easier to pivot stationary. Because you come into it a little bit more compressed, make sure when you come around, think of your chest not as coming up and leaning back, but rather just lifting it up, stacked over top of your board. It's important when you come around, you start driving that back knee back into the front knee to gain your direction and momentum back to the boat down the wave. Keep your eyes on the back of the boat, and don't forget, be patient and stay calm. I'm gonna touch briefly on a Skim style board and a Skim style 360 rotation. Essentially, it's a lot of the same movement with the acceleration and your hand dragging, but you wanna do a Skim style 3. We wanna get low. The lower we get, the lower our center of gravity is, and because the board is slipperier, ultimately it's a little bit easier to control that way. As you come into your 3 nice and low, keep your chest up tall, put that back hand in, and just let the momentum of the water start your rotation backwards. Remember, the most important tip for a 360 is consistency. Having just learned a consistent approach into a 360, guaranteed you'll be landing your threes sooner rather than later than those who just go for it and hope for the best. Keep practicing this step-by-step tutorial, stay patient, trust the process, and have fun. Thanks for joining us in Lens Cove Lessons in Boating. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more awesome how-tos in boating and water sports. Happy spinning!